morning and welcome to Fox 29's News Now on this Tuesday morning. We're going to get started with some local news for you with bear sightings in our area. First in Bucks County over the weekend and then another sighting yesterday in Montgomery County. Fox 29's Lauren Johnson filed this report.
Hey, good morning to you. So seeing a wandering cat or a stray dog in a neighborhood, really not out of the ordinary. But what happened here yesterday on Integrity Avenue really caught people's attention. A bear roaming around the neighborhood. Check out the video posted by Twitter users Philly Steve 83. He caught the moment in his car driving down the street. The bear crosses the street into another yard, disappears behind a parked car, and runs right along the side of a house. Parents find out quickly. They are on high alert. A school in the area did a soft lockdown to keep kids from going outside, hoping to keep them safe. One man watched the bear walk in his own backyard from his kitchen window. He grabbed his phone, called 911, but he wasn't fast enough for a picture. Pretty soon, the bear was gone.
It wasn't a full-grown bear, but it was a little, it wasn't a cub, but clearly not full-grown, so there might be a bigger one nearby. That kind of concerned me. Plus, we have a lot of kids and dogs in the neighborhood, so I was a little worried about that. But he kind of just kept running through backyards and hopping fences and doing his own thing.
Yeah, doing his own thing, but could this be the same bear people reported seeing in Warrington on Saturday? Now, it's about 10 miles from here, which is about a 20-minute drive. So could the bear have made the walk here? We don't know yet. Wildlife authorities haven't confirmed capturing that bear, but they are on high alert, and you should be too. Do not approach the bear, of course. Make lots of noise. Try to scare it away. Call 911. If you happen to have your phone and it's safe enough to take a picture, authorities would appreciate that so they can compare these two bears in these two places. Back to you guys.
And in New Jersey, police say a Good Samaritan thwarted an attempted sex assault in broad daylight in Mount Laurel. This morning, that Good Samaritan stopped by Good Day Philadelphia to share his story.
And it delays. Mike and Alex, back over to you.
Okay, thank you, Bob.
Well, coming up on 7:32, let's get back to this top story this morning in Burlington County. A Philadelphia man hiding in some bushes grabs a woman from behind and tries to sexually assault her in some bushes.
But he didn't count on the actions of a Good Samaritan who happened to be driving by, John Bishop, who jumped out of his car and jumped in to help that woman. It happened on Thursday while Bishop was driving along Route 73 in Mount Laurel when he saw the whole thing, and he couldn't believe it. And without hesitating, he pulled over on the side of the busy highway, or didn't pull over, he stopped in the middle of the road, actually, and went to save her life.
And how do we know that? Because John's sitting right next to us. Good to see you. Alex here, of course.
Thank you.
So this is the off-ramp?
The off-ramp of 295 onto Route 73.
Onto 73, which you do all the time.
No, I don't usually take that
Oh, you
route
don't?
home.
Not only on that road home?
Not on Route 73. I had to go to another store for some pool supplies.
Well, thank God you did, So what did you think you were seeing?
I don't know. I was shocked at what I saw. I knew I saw a woman get grabbed, and I just stopped my truck and ran back to help her.
But you also heard her as well.
I heard her scream. Yeah, I heard her scream. Right at the moment I passed, I heard her scream, and she was being drugged down a hill.
Okay, so you hop out. Again, you stopped in the middle of people honking at you, think you're crazy?
Yeah, I almost got hit. Someone passed me real close to my truck when I was getting out, and I just ran over to the side of the road and ran down the hill.
Now, is it on the other side of that guardrail? Is this where all this is happening?
Yes, on the right-hand side of the guardrail.
Okay, so he has her down in the bushes there. Do you then jump right on him, or what are you saying?
Well, I heard like a muffled scream, and I ran down closer and said, "Hey, what are you doing? Get off of her." And he stood up and he started coming through the bushes, and he ran after me and grabbed me by my arms. I had yelled that I had a gun, but I was just trying to bluff him.
Right.
And he just kept coming. He didn't care, and he tried to force me on the ground, and I threw him on the ground and like bent his arm back behind his back and pulled his hair and slammed his face down into the ground real hard. 3 times we did that, wrestling back and forth.
Did he have anything in his hands?
No, he didn't, no. And then I picked up a stick that was there, and I was going to hit him with it, and I jammed him into the ground with it, like on his shoulder. And he kind of rolled out from that.
Have you had martial arts training or anything
No.
like that? Are you a boxer? Have you ever been in a fight?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
A couple fights when I was younger. But
Well, yeah, when in a college fight or something like that. Are you surprised by yourself?
I didn't think about it. Yeah.
Just reacted.
I was concerned he was trying to get me on the ground and harm me, so I didn't want that to happen.
And was she still there when you were?
She was, and she was screaming, panicking, and when I drug him up the hill on top of I threw him over the guardrail into the street, and she jumped on him and started hitting him with her phone in the head.
So you yank him by his hair
And on the back of his arm and drug
over
him
the guardrail. Let's punch up the guardrail.
Into
if
the
we can.
roadway, which is a very busy roadway, as we can see.
Yeah, I thought we were going to get hit because we landed right in the.
Were cars swerving around, and
They
did
were
anybody else
beeping.
stop?
A lot of people rode by. I was yelling for help, but I'd like to thank 3 volunteer firefighters from Palmyra Fire Department.
Now look at here. Here we go. Here's somebody
Stopped me.
walking. See this beaten path right here?
Yeah.
It's amazing that people walk. He's exercising. So the woman was walking along that path. Is that
On the
what she told
right-hand
you?
side of that railing,
Yeah.
near the bushes. There's a path right there.
Man.
But the fact you said with these volunteer firefighters, were they on the clock, or were they?
No, they were just passing by. They
And
said
they
they were firefighters, and they stopped. It was 2 men and a woman, and they helped grab his legs.
Wow.
Right when I had him down,
Because you would think a lot of people probably heard you, seeing how busy the roadway is, and you were asking for help.
Yeah, a lot of cars drove by. I was shocked. Couldn't believe it.
Reaction from your co-workers, friends,
Family.
Overwhelming. I'm shocked. I'm really surprised and happy how grateful everybody is.
Yeah. You seem like you don't like the notoriety so
Not
much.
necessary. No, I don't.
Okay. Well,
Have you talked with her since then? The woman? Have you?
No,
is she
I don't
okay?
know her name. I don't know who she was or how old she or anything about her. Yeah.
yeah,
But I'm sure she's grateful for you.
I hope so.
you're a good guy.
Yes.
Thank you.
Appreciate
And
it.
hopefully, I mean, more people will stop if they see something like this, because you'd like to think that somebody would.
Yeah.
But it doesn't always happen.
Sometimes we just drive around blindly, don't even notice
That's
what's
true.
going on around you. But
That is true.
you certainly did. Good to meet you, John.
Thank you.
All right. 7:37. Blaine.
And in political news this morning, after months of jabbing each other from afar, President Donald Trump and former Vice President Democrat Joe Biden will overlap Tuesday in Iowa, a state that is critical to their political futures. More on this potential showdown this morning from Washington.
Air Force One taking off and heading west today, taking President Trump to Iowa, a state he will have to share with 2020 Democratic frontrunner Joe Biden, who gave us something of a preview.
Any plans to talk to President Trump tomorrow in Iowa?
I'll probably talk about him, referring to President Trump. Biden said that as he headed into a fundraiser last night here in Washington, the kind of thing his Democratic rivals like to point out.
Because I'm not spending my time with high-dollar donors and with corporate lobbyists. I'm spending my time with you.
Biden is late to Iowa. Almost all the other major candidates were there over the weekend. And prognosticators debate about just how strong he is now against surging candidates like Elizabeth Warren or Pete Buttigieg. But polls do show that Biden is well positioned to take on Trump, and that electability argument continues to fuel his campaign. Now, President Trump is in Iowa to talk about renewable energy, hoping to win over farmers in a state that supported him back in 2016. And his running mate sounded dismissive of Biden's chances.
Whether he's the Democrat nominee or any of the rest of them are, I think the president and I are ready to take any one of them on.
And in business news this morning, Kraft understands the length some parents will go to convince their children to eat their grains, and now they think they've found the ultimate solution: lie to them. Fox Business Network's Tracy Carrasco has more in today's Morning Business Outlook.
U.S. stocks up on Monday as President Trump withdraws the tariff threat on Mexico. The Dow Jones Industrial Average on its longest winning streak in more than a year with 6 positive days. Big news for Amazon Prime members. The e-commerce retailer announcing its Amazon Credit Builder, designed specifically for customers who have bad credit or no credit. This new credit card option comes with some of the same benefits as the Amazon Store card, with no annual fee and 5% back on Amazon.com purchases. Kraft introducing a new product to help get your kids to eat their veggies. Introducing salad frosting. It's classic ranch dressing disguised in a frosting container. The company also creating the hashtag Lie Like a Parent contest for moms and dads to share stories of their creative deceptions on social media. That's business. For more, log on to foxbusiness.com. In New York, I'm Tracy Carrasco.
And moving on to your Fox 29 weather authorities. The Philadelphia area is slated for a mix of clouds and sunshine Tuesday in the wake of Monday's rather dreary weather. Clouds are expected early before becoming mostly sunny in the afternoon. Temperatures will reach a high of 80 degrees. Thunderstorms, however, are expected to return to the forecast this Thursday. Here we have a current look at temperatures in our region. 58 degrees up in Mount Pocono, 66 degrees in Allentown, about 2 degrees higher in Lancaster, and about the same here in Philadelphia. And same all the way down to Wildwood, New Jersey. And looking ahead at your 7-day forecast, again, a mix of clouds and sun today, high of 80 degrees, which should be nice for the Phillies game tonight. And that nice weather streak will continue into tomorrow before showers and thunderstorms return to muddy up our forecast this Thursday. But after that, we're looking at a pretty nice and sunny Friday and Saturday. A chance of some showers this Sunday. But for the most part, a dry weekend is in your forecast. And don't forget to download the latest version of the Fox 29 weather report app. Have the latest forecast. And developing in Montgomery County, Lower Merion police are posting this woman's image on their Facebook page. They say she tried to cash stolen checks at a Bucks County bank after thieves stole purses from cars at Stoneleigh Park in Villanova as part of the latest rash of car break-ins.
They use some type of object or whatever to break the window. They see something visible in the car before they do that. They take the item, hoping to get lucky with either bank cards, checkbooks, things like that.
Police are calling the thieves the Felony Lane Gang because they use the outermost lanes at the bank drive-thrus to cash stolen checks, thinking it will be difficult for them to be identified. If you recognize them, you're urged to call police. And in national news, new images released this morning show the damage left behind in a deadly helicopter crash in New York City. The New York Fire Department released these aerial images showing where the helicopter crashed on the roof of a Manhattan skyscraper. Heavy rain was falling before the helicopter crashed. Authorities have since identified the pilot killed as Tim McCormick, who had 15 years of flying experience. The director at the airport says he thinks McCormick was trying to save the lives of people on the ground with his actions. He says McCormick was a highly seasoned pilot, but a mechanical problem or the weather probably overwhelmed him. Investigators say he was trying to make an emergency landing when the helicopter crashed.
It must have been at most half a second. I feel this rumble, you hear a bam, and then my chair moved a little bit, And I'm wondering, what's going on?
And all these bad memories came back up when New York was hit so badly and struck by terror. And there was such a huge fear.
And I can tell you, it is getting hot. It's getting very hot. I can see
No one else was hurt in the incident. Heavy rain was falling before the pilot crashed. Investigators are still trying to determine the exact cause. And legendary Red Sox slugger David Ortiz is back in Boston this morning for continued medical care. The Red Sox sent a plane yesterday to bring Ortiz back from the Dominican Republic after he was ambushed by a gunman at a bar Sunday night. Ortiz, affectionately known as Big Papi, is being treated at Mass General Hospital and he is listed in stable condition. Doctors there removed his gallbladder and part of his intestine. His liver was also damaged. Surveillance video shows a gunman on a motorcycle approaching Ortiz from behind, shooting the 43-year-old in the back. The gunman tried to get away, but his motorcycle fell and the crowd attacked him before handing him over to police. A second suspect did get away. The Red Sox front office says the shooting has rocked the organization to its core. And in Salem County, a family is searching for its missing horse who ran away as the family was about to take it for a ride. It all began last Tuesday at the Old Holly Hills golf course. The horse, named Cash, had his saddle, shoes, and bridle on when he took off. Now the family is asking for you to be on the lookout.
I'm sure he's probably confused, probably a little scared, you know, wondering what's going on.
The horse owner says Cash is more than a pet. He also provides therapy to her following 5 failed neck surgeries. If you see the horse, please contact us at Fox 29. We would love to help reunite Cash with his owner. And in Chester County, the Sikorsky helicopter plant in Coatesville is shutting down, which means 465 workers will be out of a job by the end of the year. The closure is due to a multi-year slump in business. The shutdown will also impact businesses around the plant, like restaurant workers. Some think it's a symptom of Coatesville not drawing the business that it used to.
The people in Coatesville, they don't shop in Coatesville like they used to.
We have some revitalization going on.
Right.
They're doing different things to boost the economy just in Coatesville.
And on Good Day Philadelphia this morning, dozing off to late night TV or sleeping with other lights on may mix up your metabolism and lead to weight gain and even obesity. Provocative but preliminary U.S. research suggests. Dr. Mike joined Good Day this morning to discuss.
Okay. Do you leave the TV on when you go to sleep, or you watch the TV and you fall asleep and it's on all night, or you leave a light on? Not a night light, but a light. I do have to admit, I leave a light on in the hallway next to my bedroom.
But that's like a far away light, so you probably can't see it in your bedroom, can you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you can?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I like complete darkness. I don't want to have the TV on. I need silence.
That's why you look the way you do. A new study says leaving the TV on may cause weight gain, especially in women. Dr. Mike, explain.
Well, yeah, what is that?
Well, they looked at women, and they found an 11-pound increase in weight if women slept in their bedrooms with the TV on or a big light overnight. Now, why you would do that, I don't know. Some people feel more secure if there's light in the room. Not talking about a night light. But what this proves and what it reaffirms, folks, is that light affects your brain. It affects hormones like melatonin. And if you don't get a good night's sleep, it affects other hormones like ghrelin and leptin, which affect your appetite and make you eat more, and hence it messes with all your brain biochemistry, leading to weight gain.
But you want light during the day.
You don't want to mess with your circadian rhythms. We are meant to be awake during the day when there's light and sleep in darkness. It's the way it's been since the beginning of time.
Before there were night lights or electricity.
Or night workers.
Yeah.
And that is not good. It affects obesity, increase your risk of type 2 diabetes. We've talked about this a million times, and this just reaffirms it's got to be good quality environments for people to sleep. And that means no iPads, no phones, no nothing. That blue light, nightmare.
But some people really feel like the TV helps them go to sleep if they like leave it on.
I would put it on a timer. That's cool.
That's a good
but
idea.
make it go off.
Right.
You use a timer. What do you watch? Reruns of us.
Oh, yeah, I watch tapes of you.
Oh.
It's on a constant loop at my
And
apartment.
that's why you have post-traumatic stress.
Yeah,
You
and
wake
And it
up
also
and-
puts them to sleep.
Yeah.
Oh, nicely done. Well, good.
Yeah. So listen.
I'm going to stop doing it because
Don't
there's
do
a
it.
little shaft of light that comes through my door and into my bedroom. And sometimes I have to move my head or it's right in my eye.
Oh, yeah, then why would you
Yes.
want that?
Because I'm scared.
Oh.
I live
Well, what
alone.
about a night light? Can't you just have a little night
Well,
light?
you can have a
or
little
that?
night light if you
What
have
is that?
trouble finding the bathroom.
You afraid of the dark?
A little bit.
Oh.
Listen.
So what about the monsters under the bed? That's
And more on Good Day Philadelphia this morning. A Florida family is demanding changes from Uber after it says the ride-hailing company allowed its 12-year-old daughter to ride alone to the location where she died by suicide in January. Attorney Fred Tichy weighed in on the case this morning.
Well, the parents of a 12-year-old girl are blaming Uber after they say she got a ride to a parking garage and then jumped off that parking garage, killing herself.
It happened back on January 10th of this year in Orlando, Florida. 12-year-old Benita Diamond's parents say their daughter used her mother's phone to call the Uber. They say she downloaded the app early in the morning and left without them knowing. On Uber's website, it does state that users must be 18 years or older to have an account, and anyone underage must be accompanied by an adult. So Benita's parents are now demanding Uber take responsibility for this.
If Uber had followed their policy, without a doubt, our daughter would still be here.
No minors can ride in the car alone. They have to ride in the car with an adult who's 18 or older. But in my daughter's case, she rode by herself, and the Uber driver, who did not follow the policy at all, did not ask any question about her age, did not question why she was by herself.
Uber says this incident was not reported to them over the last 6 months, and it's investigating and plans to take appropriate action.
Attorney Fred Tichy is here.
Good morning.
Do parents have a case?
You know, like everything in the law, it's not that clear. They do on some level and they don't on another. Uber has a policy that nobody under 18 should be riding without an adult.
Okay.
And so you have an Uber driver pick up a 12-year-old little girl on a weekday morning and take her to the middle of nowhere. I mean, there's all these kind of yellow and red flags that the Uber driver should be asking questions about before he lets this young girl in his car. The other side of the coin, though, is, and this is why it's kind of not clear, is that you have to show what the law calls causation. You have to show that what the Uber driver did ultimately resulted in the young girl's death. And so in this instance, I mean, it's going to be hard for them to show that had he not done his job, she would not have ultimately, had he done what he was supposed to do, she would have ultimately not committed suicide. They should have been paying attention.
So,
and when we say
yeah.
done what they're supposed to do, they're supposed to be asking questions. Because I may not look like I'm under 18,
well,
but
you do look 18.
But when people
Did
come
you get
in,
carded?
they have they have the expectation though that you're supposed to ask questions like, hey, is he supposed to really look back and say,
you know what?
or is it understanding that when you sign up and get an account that means you're over 18?
Well, one, there's an understanding that if you have an account, you're over 18. But here, remember, this little girl was 12 years old.
Yeah.
She was a child for all intent and purposes. And so when you're 18 and people look 18, I mean, that's kind of, that's a little bit gray. But it's not gray when they're 12. I mean, he should have, or she should have said, what are you doing here? Where's your parents? I'm not taking you anywhere.
Well, again, a troubled young lady.
It is a very,
and you can't blame that on an Uber driver. I mean,
no, you
it's
can't.
horrible that it happened.
No, you can't.
He just didn't follow the rules.
He didn't.
When it came to Uber.
Right, and one of the things, the problems I have with Uber is, Uber's this big giant company, but they have all these people. Uber tries to distance themselves from their drivers every time something goes wrong. So here's what you're going to hear from Uber. He doesn't really work for us. He's not really one of our employees. Because in order to hold people responsible, you have to show that they're an employee. The law calls that kind of responding superior. And you're responsible for when your employees make a mistake. So if you're a Comcast driver and you run a red light and you T-bone somebody, Comcast is responsible.
Another thing is that the Uber says that did I just think of this? They're so distraught and in despair. Why are we just now hearing about this 6 months later?
Well, look, let me tell you something. I am loath to say anything about parents who've lost a child.
Yeah.
I can't imagine the pain, the sorrow that they go through on any level. And ultimately, people, you start a lawsuit like this, part of the defense is going to be kind of, where were you? Where were the folks? I mean, so, if I'm their lawyer, if they came to me for advice, I'm telling them, look, you want to pick this fight, we'll pick it. But ultimately, remember that someone's going to come back and say, what role did you play in this and where were you? It's horrible.
In that courtroom.
Oh, it's just going to be brutal.
But for parents who may be concerned, what if my child were to take my phone and call an Uber without me knowing? Is the Uber driver supposed to say, hey, you need to get out of the car? Or I guess
the Uber driver is supposed to say, if any Uber driver who sees a 12-year-old little girl get in a car, and that's what she is, I'm sorry, she's a little girl, get in a car on a weekday morning and drive her to a downtown city street and drop her off at the corner, not at a school, not any place for other kids. There were a bunch of things that this driver should have just said, wait, you know what, I'm either taking you back to where I found you or I'm not letting you get in the car. That's not a hard rule to follow.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So.
All right, Fred.
Thanks, guys, for having me.
Thank you.
Sad, tragic, horrible.
And with Father's Day quickly approaching, if you're having trouble figuring out what to get your dad for Father's Day, we have you covered. Tech expert Anthony Mangaluzzo joined Good Day with his own tech-inspired gift guide for Dad.
We try. I tried very hard. Let me show you this conversation I had with my father, because I'm trying to be ahead of the game, figure out what he wants for Father's Day. So I said, Dad.
You're green?
I'm green.
Okay.
Dad, what do you want for Father's Day? He goes, how much do you want to spend for Father's Day? And I said, well, how much do you want us to spend? And he said, well, how much am I worth? I'm like, oh my gosh. I can't keep doing this. So I have no idea what to get. It's Monday and I have nothing. I need some ideas.
So that's why we brought Anthony in, kind of tech stuff. Now,
we'll tech you up.
I'm glad you wore a bright color because everything else is black out here.
I'm matching the painting, the Monet. I'll be Vanna White in a second.
So, Anthony, seriously, scale?
I love this thing. I love this thing.
What are you saying by giving somebody a scale?
It's your accountability partner for Father's Day. So this scale is not just any scale, though. What it does is it's high tech. It connects into your phone. It connects into an app. It goes way deep into your body. It tells you what your visceral fat, it tells you your visceral fat, how much protein makeup you have. It keeps track as you're making progress. So every day you weigh yourself, every other day, it keeps a scale.
That scale can read all that stuff through your bare feet.
Through bare feet. Wow. You have to be bare feet. And guess what? Price tag for these models is around $25.
Whoa,
and
I thought it'd be more expensive than
my gym has the $10,000 one. You get on, it plays the music and all that. It's within a half a percentage point of that one, so at a fraction of the price.
Who makes it? Where do I get it?
There's a ton of them you could get on Amazon if you type body fat scale. This one in particular is E-Tech City.
Okay.
E-Tech City.
So $25, give or take. Not bad.
All right, I see something with a phone next.
We got a phone next, right? So
By the way,
what happens with these phones? Uh-oh, Shell, what are you doing? So anyway, with these phones, right, what do? They eat They eat power, right?
Right.
Well, we got a little charger here that fits right in your wallet. This guy right
Ooh.
here is a credit card size charger.
Look how thin
you
it
take
is.
it with you wherever you go. And guess what? You plug it right into your phone, so you're running out of juice. Guess what? You're good now.
You know what? How much is this? My dad would love this. His phone is always
Guess
dying.
what? We might not say it on the air then. $10. Only $10. So you might have to get that too.
Wait, how many charges can it do?
On a big phone like mine, not quite a full charge, but on
Okay.
your regular size iPhone, it's going to get
But
you
for
a charge.
$10, I'm
Yeah.
going to get 10 of them.
Exactly, right? Throw them on your
I have
wallet.
it everywhere.
That is amazing.
What else is dark on the dark thing?
So this, I could have got different colors of these. I wish I did. These are sleep headphones. You said you're on a plane. These are great. You literally put them on your head
Looks like a sweatband.
like a little bit like a sweatband. And then I took the guts out just to show you, but that's how it goes. Those two speakers go on your ear, and basically you can
Wait,
listen to
this is the
cool sounds.
speaker?
That's the speakers. And so not bad.
That's really cool. You look like a dork, but it's cool.
But guess what? You're sleeping. You're sleeping. Who cares what you look like? And those guys start at $99. The Premier 149.
What the heck is this?
That's a controller for the
Oh, wait.
TV here.
Time for me to be Vanna White. Here we go.
So,
Oh, wait,
here's
I'm
the
not
great
tall
thing.
enough.
We're going to make Mom and Dad happy this year. It's Father's Day, but guess what? You got to make Mom a little happy. This is called the Frame. It's a TV that has a QLED display, which is really the best to look at. But as you can see, when you turn the TV off, it makes fine art.
Here, I'll take
now,
the box.
For only $5 a month,
we gotta get it tall.
Samsung will give you thousands of picture frames
There we go.
that you can download and put on.
Okay, so for $5 a month, you'll get more.
Thousands of pictures you
Thousands
could choose
of
from.
pictures.
Or you could just buy the ones you like and not give them $5 a month.
You know, why haven't we thought of this before? Because I got this big stinking TV in my living room.
Yep.
And I got to have that on there.
And not only that, too, the black, which seems to be our theme today, you can
Yeah.
actually change the frame. There's all sorts of different colors, so it'll
Ooh.
fit with different rooms. So even if you feel like jazzing up your room, painting it, that's pretty good.
Hey, by the way, hey, Mike, can you tilt down? What's this big bar? Again, black on black. What's this big bar?
So that's awesome. That's the sound bar. That comes separate from the TV. That's $500. It comes with that big speaker next to Alex right there.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
what
here
this
we go.
actually does is it could emulate true 7.1 sound. So if a plane's flying over you, you'll feel the plane flying over you. If things are going on, background noise behind you. So it really just boasts a good sound experience. So if you're getting the TV and the sound bar, $2,500 for that model. But that's a 55-inch. You might not want to spend $2,000 on the TV. $12.99 for a 43-inch. So there's a lot of different shapes and sizes on that one.
And this can be yours if the price is right.
Or you could buy this for $10.
$10. I'm going with the battery.
We got you covered.
It was Vanna White, the original stroker of appliances, was a woman by the name of Carol Merrill, I believe.
The original.
Carol Merrill.
Well, you know, I moved here from Myrtle Beach, and Vanna White is from North Myrtle Beach.
Is that right?
Yes, she is. And so.
Is she the luckiest woman alive?
Oh, here we go. I think so, yes.
Let's Make a Deal was Carol Merrill, not The Price is Right. Oh, Let's Make a Deal, yeah. With Monty Hall as your host.
Oh.
53, 63 through 1977. Wow, she had a nice long career doing this.
I mean, I don't mind doing this.
You know,
for a little
Vanna
money.
White makes millions of dollars just walking along going, ding. And we have to talk for 4 hours.
I know. Can you believe that?
I just try to walk around and touch letters and stuff. Thanks a lot, Anthony.
Thank you.
And more on Good Day this morning. Have you ever heard of a clap out? The Interborough School District in Delaware County is one of many that organizes trips for seniors to visit their former elementary schools before graduation. Jen Frederick was there for their special day this morning.
Now to congratulate some of our high school seniors. Have you ever heard of something called a clap out? Clap out. The Interborough School District in Delaware County is one of the many that organizes trips for seniors to visit their former elementary schools before graduation. You get to see maybe teachers you had all those years ago. Jen Fred, Glenn Olden.
All right, so we're at Glenn Olden because you guys have the most graduating seniors that went to this school.
Yes, we do.
All right, should we tell her to do it?
Yeah, she's playing it. They're
Oh,
ready
she's
to
playing.
go.
All right, you guys, come on in. So they are here because they went to this school.
Yes, so these are all the students who went to Glenn Olden School in grades 1 through 8, and they are graduating tomorrow at Newman University.
Like, I don't have a kid this old, but I want to bawl my eyes out.
Oh, absolutely. There will be some tears. So we got some parents outside. We have their younger teachers here. Their first, second, third grade teachers are going to clap them out with all the kids.
Okay, and the kids have to be really happy because they know what this is all about. So we have to, oh my goodness, the boys and the girls, after they leave here, they are going to be going to do their graduation practice.
Yeah, so they're going to practice their last dress rehearsal before graduation tomorrow.
Okay, so we have a special teacher. Congratulations, bud. We have a special teacher that we're going to see over here.
Yes, so this is Miss Barnes. She's an 8th grade teacher here. She had these students when they were in 2nd grade. It was her last class of 2nd grade. And then now she's going to see them again because she also had them in 8th.
So she is definitely going to be bawling her eyes out.
That's our hope.
Sounds like she knows them the best, right? Because she had them the last in 8th grade.
Yes, exactly. And she also saw them way back when they were 6 years old, 7 years old in 2nd grade.
Goodness. All right,
So she is going to be right on over here.
Okay, we have to go find her. Where's Mrs. Barnes?
Right here.
Mrs. Barnes, are you ready for this?
I'm ready for this.
You've
ready
seen them in 2nd grade. You've seen them in 8th grade.
Yes.
Can you believe?
I can't even believe it.
Meanwhile, your current 8th graders are looking at you like they're over you. When they see you in a couple of years, they might feel different.
That's true. That's true.
Which one of the kids are you looking most forward? You don't pick a favorite.
I don't know that there is a favorite. I'm looking forward to seeing all of them.
Now, you know
that year is like boys and girls, and now they're coming out, young men and women.
The prediction is that you're going to bawl your eyes out.
I'm already starting, and I didn't even get here yet.
What does this say to the 8th graders and the 1st graders about the community?
It shows that we do have a very good community, and it shows them what they can strive for, because in 4 years, I hope I see every one of them come through. I'm sorry.
I'm going to start crying too, because I have an 8th grader. And you can tell they're just really proud.
They are, and I am so proud of them.
Oh, congratulations.
Congratulations, guys.
It's all for you, bud. It's all for you.
I appreciate it. I'm saying Mufti.
Oh, my baby, honey. Let's go. So far. Hey, baby, no. So special. All right. It's just real. They're a little excited. Oh my gosh. This is so adorable. Why do you love Miss Barnes?
She's just the best teacher ever, man. She's so loving. I love her so much. She's the greatest.
Amazing. This is great.
This is awesome. We've been doing this for about the past 3 years now. We started it a couple of years ago, and it's just great to see the kids see their teachers from when they were younger. They make great connections.
You got really tall, man. I don't know where you were in 2nd grade, but you're really tall now. How are you?
Wonderful.
Congratulations. This is really cool. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for coming out.
Listen, talk the 8th grade parents off the ledge. You know that we're like worried about our kids going to high school. Are the kids going to be okay?
Absolutely. Absolutely. They will do fantastic. They will.
You don't know my 8th grader. Anyway, I'm sure your 8th graders are great. Brody Frederick, well, we know him. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Nice work. Thank you, Mrs. Barnes. I wish I would have had you in 2nd and 8th grade. I mean, same 8th grade.
That's really a cool
Back to you.
tradition.
It is a cool tradition.
They're starting out.
I
Way to
kind
go.
of wish, don't you wish you had that? So you
Yeah.
can go and thank all the teachers who contributed.
Sister Roselma. Yeah.
And more from Good Day this week. If you need help stepping up your Instagram game, you are not alone. Good Day Philadelphia sat down with an Instagram influencer to learn how it's done.
If you want to learn how to do a new beauty product, if you want to know where to go, I mean, it's just a wide range of things. Where to travel, places to see. So, and you can do it before you even get out of bed. That's also a good thing.
Yeah.
But do you ever wonder why, when it comes to your own social media, why some posts do better than others? Like, you'll post something, you'll be like, oh, this is going to be good. I'm going to get so many likes. And then it gets nothing. And you're like, what?
I had a perfect example today. I simply took a picture of myself coming in the rain with a paper over my head, and I got a lot. Now, why would that?
It was a good picture. I saw it immediately. There's some things you just react to really well. But let's bring in an expert. We have some people from our area that are influencers with hundreds of thousands of followers. One of them is Aisha Vincent from the Reading area. Good morning, right? Is it Reading?
I'm actually from Pottstown. I work in Reading.
Oh, very nice.
Pottstown.
Yes.
In the house. All right, so let's get in. What would be your first question?
Well, first, how many followers do you have, and how long have you had your page?
So currently I have 107,000 followers. I've been working on my Instagram page now for probably consistently 3 years.
Okay.
So are you making money?
I am making money.
From Instagram?
Yes.
And who follows you? Who's the appeal?
So a lot of my followers are usually my age group, so they're probably between 18 to 35, mostly females, because I'm a fashion influencer, so it's not like men are coming on there going, well, what can I wear? And if they do, have fun.
Then how do you make the money? I'm looking at these beautiful fashions that you're wearing. Is there something in there as an advertiser that I don't see?
So some of the outfits that I'm wearing are sponsored. So they'll send me the outfits and then they'll pay me to put it on Instagram. Some of them are even just products, whether it be, say, like Tide wanted me to focus on sharing how I wash my clothes. So they pay for a post, or it's a beauty brand that pays for a post. So it's a number of them.
And how do you get these partnerships? Do they reach out to you, or do you reach out to them?
So it's both. So there is a number of things that I do. I'm part of multiple networks where I connect everything so they can see all my data, and they'll reach out to me. I also send pitches. So I'll send a quick email saying, you know, I'm very interested in working with your brand. This is who I am. This is what I can offer you, and this is how it's going to be seen. And then they come back and say yes or no, and then I share with them my rates.
See, so it's like you think you're just scrolling through stuff, but there's a lot of work that goes into a post to get those likes.
Can you help us with ours? With some examples? Sammy, who do you want to start with?
You're going with first.
Am I going to do it first?
You have a day job, too. In addition to all this, you're a teacher,
Yes,
right?
I'm also a teacher.
All right.
She does it all, and a mom to be.
Head out over there, and I'll join you at
She got 3 jobs.
green screen. Now, what did you do? You looked at some of my Instagram pictures?
So I looked at 2 of your photos. There was one that I felt I really liked and one that I thought we could possibly improve on. Not that it was horrible, but we could improve a little bit.
So this is a good one?
So this is the good one. This one I thought did very well because it's more in the moment. That's what everyone's looking for. We have these in the moment shots where something's happening, something live is going on.
Obviously, I'm at the Sixers game when they were in the playoffs, and that's their #1 fan who sits on the court.
Yes. And the one also thing that's really good on Instagram right now is the multiple posts. So if you kind of look down, you can see your 3 dots. So there are more photos in there where people can kind of see there are other things that are going on.
Okay, you like that one?
Yes.
Let's put up one that you don't like.
So this
That one just stinks.
But most of your posts look like this. Love you, Mike.
You're next.
I know, I'm next.
This one, we're just kind of like, okay, what's going on? When I opened it, I was like, I can see what's there, but how does this connect to you? People who are on your page
I like art,
want
and
to
I thought
connect
it was
with you.
interesting. It's in a coffee shop, and if you swipe, you get tighter pictures.
Yes.
You know what those things are on the wall?
What are they,
They're
Mike?
paint samples.
I did see that in one of the other pictures.
But she still says it wasn't good enough.
But we wanted you to be there. We wanted you to be there.
Oh, goodness, now
Is
it's
that
my
a good
turn.
point? Put yourself in the picture?
Put yourself in the picture, yes.
Well, Alex, you should be fine with this then.
No, he didn't. Anyway. All right, I'm ready.
All right, so let's start with, this is the one I like because
That's a
many
good
people
one.
that are following that I looked at are from Philly. And everyone loves a good Instagram wall. This is an Instagram wall. Everybody loves this. So the fact that we're seeing you, you're having fun, it's not even I'm looking directly at the camera. I'm enjoying the moment. And then your description told us where it was because you can see there's a tag.
This was also open
Oh, how original. It's an Instagram wall.
Listen here. Okay?
So you were tagged in it. We know where to go. So if somebody else wants to get the photo too, which a lot of people do. That's what influencers do. We influence you to come to someplace else.
Okay.
They know exactly where to go to get a picture. And be
What's
just
a
like
bad
you.
one?
All right, now here we go. Where's my bad one?
All right, so this one I did think was phenomenal. The one thing I would have added
It
is...
got more likes than the other one.
But there was one thing I thought was missing.
What?
If I wanted that shirt, where am I going to go get it?
Oh.
So I should have, mentioned where I got it?
Yes, where you got that shirt. Because if I want to go to a Sixers game, I want to wear a Sixers shirt. Oh, my gosh, I loved hers. Where can I get it?
That's a good point.
But now I don't know.
That's true.
So now I'm walking around just
All right.
searching on the internet, and I can't find it.
Okay.
People want to do things easy, quick.
Okay. Good to know. Well, thank you.
No problem.
All right. I'm going to get to posting.
And how many do you do a week about? It's not like you post all the time.
I try to post at least once a day.
Okay.
But right now it's about 3 times a week, and then I'm on Instagram stories every day.
All right, so let's take a look. What was my good or bad?
So this good one, though, so we can see you.
Also in yellow.
The fact that you're also in the picture, but also showing other people and how exciting and everything that's going on is really good about this one. The fact that, again, it's in the moment. We're seeing where you are, what you're doing, and then in your
Karen
description.
sees you, Mike. She's
I didn't have 1,000 likes. Don't you even do that to me.
Karen, you're getting light
This one
shamed
only had 300.
by Mike.
I know a picture with more people was going to get me 300 likes, and I have the other ones that'll get me
Okay.
1,000.
All right. Go,
And I know
girl.
that Alice can get 7,000. You're dead to me.
Wait, me?
Jared, you're never
Oh, okay.
dead to
So
me.
I'll say nothing.
It's not always
Well,
about
change
all
it.
the likes. Sometimes it's just about
I
what
come
you're
in peace.
seeing.
Now this one,
A
I
chicken.
was just kind of like, okay, I love that you're actually sharing your liking flowers, but there's too much going on in this one picture. So if you had separated them into multiple pictures,
yes,
to make it a little bit more clear, it wouldn't have looked as busy, and we could see what was going on. And then did you make these?
Yeah, they're mine. They're mine roses that I grew, and those are
So
mine.
maybe you
peonies.
heard. What
So
if
maybe
she
we show like the start to finish. Okay, you grew these, so show them
please.
in
Come
your
on,
garden.
I'm a mother. I got kids. I got a job. I'm very busy. I'm not doing that. I can
But that's what people want to
vase.
see. That's what people want to see is how do I get this beautiful end product?
Well, that's why you get paid, and I do not. And I just post my
Well, we're
roses.
not allowed to be paid.
Yeah, we can't get paid.
Thank you so
No
much.
problem.
How fascinating.
That was
And
cool.
congratulations on the baby. What do you do?
August.
We'll be following the journey.
Yes. I'm sure you'll be posting.
Yes, definitely.
Okay. Wonderful. Thanks for the tips.
No problem.
And more from Good Day Philadelphia. Voted as Best New Restaurant of 2018 by Philly Mag, Soraya is a specialty all-day market and cafe, restaurant, and outdoor garden that's located right in the bustling center of Fishtown. So it goes without saying that Mike Jarek had to try this.
If you're looking for a new date night spot or even a place to get together with your friends, why don't you head to Fishtown? Mike says there are so many rooms at Soraya that you're bound to make a good impression. And he says you gotta try this.
I'm on Frankfurt Ave in Fishtown. And, well, they're not so subtle about their sign. Look at the size of the sign. It's Soraya.
Soraya.
Beautiful Lebanese restaurant. And the voice you just heard is Chef Chad. I said, Chef, I would like to try everything. And boom! He said, okay. Chef, thank you for having me in.
Thanks for coming in.
When you start walking through this place, you got the front there, and then you got the main dining room, and then you got a bar and open. It's like 6 or 7 restaurants all in one. Then you come out here to this patio. You would think you were in Lebanon until you hear the train
Going over, and then you realize you're still in Fishtown.
under the Frankfurt L. So, what is the idea of the place? This is an old factory or something?
Well, it was a very old building, and Roland Cassis is from Beirut, and so the idea was to bring a piece of that to Fishtown. This spread here that you see on the table is how meze should look. It's this overwhelming, over there you're not even able to see a square inch of the table. It's just all plates of meze. And as soon as you finish this, there's another plate that comes down, and then you just keep going.
And you gotta go, stop!
And you beg them to stop. It's like, and...
looks like one of the specialties, though, is hummus.
Yeah, hummus, so hummus is like the mainstay in Middle Eastern cuisine.
Yeah.
Ours is very different. We use, like, it goes into where are the chickpeas from, what kind of tahini do you use, what else is in it, the spices in it.
We can't do it all in this short segment. So these are lamb kebabs?
Lamb kebabs. So this is...
That's a big kebab.
These are, it's all about presentation, Mike. We're making a statement. So these guys here, I'll take them off.
Okay.
We do charred peppers, okay? And these are all roasted like right on top of the coals, so you get this nice char on the outside. And it's all those sugars caramelized from the tomato. And this is like...
Tomatoes and then a big onion.
And then a whole onion, just charred.
This is the lamb.
This is the lamb. This is lamb leg that's been seasoned, marinated, ground up.
There goes the train.
That's the L.
It's so tender.
It's so good, right? And
What
the
is
flavor of the charcoal as well. It's not like we're not using like any charcoal.
That's
We use
what it is.
Lychee wood tan charcoal, and so you cook it right over that, and it really gets the sweetness.
What is
and
this?
the char.
What is that sweet?
Well, the muhammara has pomegranate molasses in it, and honey, and Aleppo, and so all the spices in there.
Fantastic. Good to see you.
Good to see you, Mike.
You've got to try. All of this. It's a beautiful place.
I think that's the longest table I've ever seen.
Me too. They have weddings in there now.
Oh.
Yes.
And they have a beautiful, like lattes and things.
Yes.
They put flowers in their drinks and things.
Yes.
Very nice.
I was very proud of myself. I went through the whole, we were having lamb, and I did not say, hey, that's not bad.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Thank you.
Progress.
I'm maturing.
And we're going to move on now to Washington, where they're holding hearings on the 9/11 Victim Compensation Fund. Stay with us.
At the beginning, we could only evaluate patients and tell them their health conditions. We were not allowed to provide treatment. This program was extended 1 year, and we continued a partnership with SUNY Stony Brook, Queens College, New York University, and Rutgers to see patients in locations convenient for them. These surveillance programs continued, eventually including treatment, and evolved into the World Trade Center Health Program, authorized eventually by the James Zadroga Act of 2010. After reauthorization in 2016, we had 75 years of funding for medical surveillance and care of World Trade Center-related disorders, as well as dedicated research. As of March 31st, 2019, 95,320 first responders and survivors, the residents, school children, and individuals who worked in Lower Manhattan who returned to their businesses have been evaluated. Yes, the towers were in New York City and the Pentagon is here in D.C., but it was an attack on our nation. And individuals from all over the country participated in this rescue and recovery effort. Over the past 18 years, some people who lived in the metro New York area have moved or retired to other parts of the country. Due to these reasons, there's a national component to the World Trade Center program. As of May 2019, 16,684 individuals are enrolled in the national program in every state. Downtown Manhattan, home to thousands of residents, was blanketed in thick dust. School children, like Lila sitting here, had been evacuated from their places of learning on September 11th. They returned to their schools despite fires that continued to rage and amid dust that persisted through May 2002. The survivors are also covered by the Zadroga Act, and the number of survivors has increased by 327% in 8 years. Medical conditions have persisted, and that's the second wave. For example, over 50% of firefighters who worked at the World Trade Center site have developed a persistent respiratory condition. Rates of asthma remain elevated, along with a variety of other diseases. Here we are, nearly 20 years later, and unfortunately, we've moved into the third wave of diseases, those conditions that take years to develop. We don't know a lot about the actual dust and fumes that envelop Lower Manhattan, but I'd like to reiterate that as medical professionals, we never believed the air was safe to breathe. That is now amply clear. The World Trade Center now collects additional data on diseases that have been classified as World Trade Center related. This is crucial since early data collection on who was exposed was lacking. Further research is ongoing to determine what new diseases might be added to the approved list. Since 2012, when over 50 cancers were added to the list of World Trade Center conditions, there have been 11,824 World Trade Center certified cancers treated, including 2,614 prostate, 552 lung, 741 breast, including over 35 male breast cancers, 667 thyroid, 571 cases of lymphoma, and hundreds more. Glioblastomas have occurred, like the one that killed Candidace Henry, a patient at the Northwell program. You will hear from his widow in this session. The Survivor program has had 3,030 individuals with cancer, and in the national program, the number of cancer cases certified increased from 7 in 2013 to 708 in 2018. Nearly 20,000 children attended school below Houston Street and were exposed to over 150 toxicants in that deadly brew. Overall, over 55,000 people have been certified for at least one World Trade Center-related health condition in the responder and survivor programs and in the national programs. The effects from exposure of 9/11 have not only been measured in the number of deaths, cancers, lung transplants, and countless new cases of asthma. Studies have shown the impact on employment, disability, and early retirement. I'd like to briefly tell you about the impact by telling you about a real person. Ellie Engler, who's here today and has allowed me to give a brief description of her health issues, is a certified industrial hygienist in charge of health and safety for the United Federation of Teachers. She went into every school in Lower Manhattan and assessed the immediate health risks for staff and children. In 2008, she developed a second breast cancer, a condition she had fought and beat in 1985. She developed asthma shortly after 9/11, but it was under control. Recently, she's had severe asthma attacks that have required hospital visits. Ellie, like so many in the World Trade Center community, fought these illnesses with courage. After 2011, she also realized that all 500 staff at these schools in Lower Manhattan were eligible for the health program if they had World Trade Center conditions, and she began staff outreach. She also advocates on behalf of the school children in Lower Manhattan, who have now all graduated and moved throughout this country. Her clinical future, like so many others, is uncertain, and she will require close monitoring and care for the rest of her life. She is truly a hero. On September 11th, 2,973 people lost their lives, including firefighters, police officers, EMS workers, and people just going to work. Since then, an additional 204 police officers, 180 FDNY firefighters, and in total, an estimated 2,000 responders and survivors have died as a result of 9/11 illnesses. With every day, these numbers increase, and soon the day will come when there are more people who died of World Trade Center-related illnesses after 9/11 than perished on that horrible day. Based on the trends we have seen in research, this third wave of 9/11 diseases will continue. Because of the monitoring program, we're able to identify new clusters of disease that will develop, such as neurological conditions, autoimmune disorders, and diseases we can't foresee. I consider myself fortunate to have been in New York City on 9/11 so I could contribute to caring for the thousands of men and women who suffered from occupational and environmental exposures from the World Trade Center dust and fumes. Being able to serve my patients and our nation as a physician involved in the World Trade Center health programs is one of the greatest honors of my life. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Moline. Ms. Nordstrom.
Thank you to Chairman Nadler, Chairman Cohen, and Ranking Member Johnson, and the members of the committee for holding a hearing on this incredibly important issue. My name is Lila Nordstrom, and on September 11th, I was a 17-year-old student at Stuyvesant High School, which is a public school that is 3 blocks from the World Trade Center. On the morning of 9/11, I was in class with windows facing south, and my classmates and I watched as planes hit the Twin Towers. We watched dozens of people jumping to their deaths. We watched thousands of evacuees stream out of the area, and then the first tower fell, and a dust cloud rushed our building, and we couldn't see anything. I was one of the first people out of Stuyvesant when we finally got evacuation orders, and the moment I stepped outside, the second tower collapsed, and everybody took off in a run. I walked 10 miles that day. I couldn't reach my parents. I didn't end up even going home. I ended up walking all the way to Queens. After the attacks, we were sent to a school in Brooklyn temporarily, and the Stuyvesant building was used as a morgue and a command center for the cleanup effort at Ground Zero because of its proximity. Unfortunately, after EPA Administrator Christine Todd Whitman told the residents of downtown and New Yorkers that the air was safe to breathe, government officials made the decision to return us to our school building, and we went back on October 9th, which is less than a month after the attacks. Ground Zero was still on fire and would be for another 4 months. The smell of smoke was suffocating every day, and despite assurances from officials, very little got done to clean the school for students. No hazmat team got called in. The filters in our ventilation system were not replaced until January. The air vents, which were filled with World Trade Center dust, were not cleaned until the following summer. And the auditorium's contaminated upholstery was not actually replaced fully until 2014, which you can see on the image above. The school was also continually recontaminated by trucks that were carting toxic debris from the World Trade Center site past our school and dumping it into barges that were parked next to the air intake system. Testing of the air outside of our school showed that on many days it was actually as bad as the air at Ground Zero itself. And you can see where the barge was located. That picture is taken from the doors of our school. In total, more than 19,000 public school students returned to school downtown during the cleanup, as did thousands of teachers and school staff, and tens of thousands of students and professors from Borough of Manhattan Community College and Pace University and NYU. Downtown residents and office workers were actively encouraged to return, even those that had small children at home, and many of them got left to clean up dangerously contaminated spaces without much guidance. The federal dollars even got spent by the Lower Manhattan Development Corporation to encourage new residents to move into the area because, unsurprisingly, they began to face really high vacancy rates. Through all of this, the EPA knew that the air was not safe down there, but they did not tell us. NIOSH has now linked more than 68 cancers to the World Trade Center toxins, and I haven't even had my 20th high school reunion yet, but I already have 5 former classmates with lymphomas that I just know personally. My friend Michelle is in remission from thyroid cancer. Other classmates of mine have been diagnosed with rare bone cancers, testicular cancers, melanomas. There's even a male breast cancer survivor among us, as Dr. Moline was talking about earlier. Classmates are also starting to die now. Just a couple of months ago, Kathy Choi, who graduated just the year after me, passed away at age 33 of a 9/11 linked gastric cancer. Her VCF award has not been paid yet. When it is paid to her husband, it will be cut by 50 or 70%. And that's just my school. BMCC students are sick, as are students from Pace, and as are many younger children from the area. And beyond cancer, plenty of us are already suffering from chronic 9/11 related conditions, myself included. I'm personally certified with asthma, with GERD, with chronic rhinosinusitis, and with PTSD. So these serious illnesses that are emerging now are just the tip of the iceberg. If the VCF is allowed to close, a lot of my classmates will not find out they're sick in time to make a claim at all. And women have special reason to be concerned because most of the research that's been done on 9/11's health impacts has been done on the responder population, which is largely male. That means that a lot of women's health issues will not actually be linked to the attacks in time to ever be compensable through the VCF. The youngest 9/11 survivors now, we live all over the nation, and we have, 70 or 80 years to live with these exposures in the case of the youngest exposed. Cancer does not respect arbitrary funding deadlines, and if the VCF is allowed to reduce payouts and expire, this resource that was meant to ease our suffering is going to become just another symbol of how we were sacrificed by a government that thought a quick return to normalcy after a tragic event was more important than the health and safety of the children who lived through it. In 2011 and 2015, the government did the right thing and enacted and then reauthorized the Zadroga Act, and Congress should do the right thing one more time and fully fund and extend the VCF. My friends who get sick in 2027 deserve the same help they would have received if they'd gotten sick in 2017, and so do I. Thank you.
And that is going to do it for us today at Fox 29 News Now. Be sure to catch us again tomorrow, same time, same place, at 10 a.m. And be sure to follow Fox 29 at fox29.com in our mobile app, as well as across social media channels, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And thank you for watching.